Hey guys, how are you? Hope you're having a great day so far. If you're new here, my name is Danny, and before we get into the topic of today, which is be different, I wish to start with something new. I wish to start with a quick story. We like stories, right? Story times. And in order to tell this story, I want to give a quick purpose behind the story. So this story is called Animal School. Okay, it's actually by Dr. R.H. Reeves. Yes, Dr. R.H. Reeves. In this school, right, there are many different animals. Today we have 5. There are 4 different curriculums. As we see, there's running, there's climbing, there's swimming, and there's flying. Kind of similar to our school. Let's say we have A, B, C, D system for them. A, B, C, D. A is great, over 90%, B 80%, right? C 70%, D 60%. So, first of all, we have Duck.
The duck, he's an excellent swimmer, very good swimmer. And he's so excellent that he's better than his instructors. However, right, the duck is not that good at running. Climbing, it's okay. The duck's great at flying because he's so bad at running. His feet eventually worn out. He's not good at anything anymore. So the duck was good at swimming, but he was not good at running, and he ran so much he got average at swimming and average in running. And no one worried about average but the duck. Next, we have the bunny. You see, imagining a bunny, the bunny is great at running. The bunny runs very, very fast. The bunny isn't good at swimming. The bunny gets so scared when he tries to swim that at the end, the bunny got so scared that he isn't that good at running. We have the squirrel. Now, the squirrel is excellent at climbing. The squirrel climbs so fast. However, when the squirrel tries to fly, the instructor at the school prohibits squirrel from flying from the top down. Instead, he wants the squirrel to fly from the bottom up. And the squirrel says, nope, not that good at flying. Now we have the eagle. The eagle is a problem child. While he's excellent at flying, but when he's trying to climb, the eagle insists of flying from bottom up instead of climbing onto the tree. So the eagle got punished, and he didn't do that well as well. So we see each of them had a strength, but because of the overall curriculum, they all got punished. Now, at the end of the day, we have an eel. The eel was okay at swimming. It was better than the duck. The eel can run, not the best, but he still can run. The eel climbs a little bit, and the eel flies a little bit. And at the end of the day, the eel became the valedictorian. The eel was the best. You see, why are we telling this story? Right? I hope this story spoke to us a little bit about how we evaluate ourselves and our standards. Our society is similar to this animal school. Our school, we have the same set of standards, A, B, C, D for classes. And some people who excel, who are great at math, might not be as good in English or liberal arts, whereas some people who are great at creativity things might not be as good in other areas like athletics, right? So what's the point here? While we try to emphasize on the little areas that we're not good at, we might miss out on the area that make us who we are, right? While we look online on Instagram and compare ourselves with people who are good at the area they're good at, we might neglect what's deep within that, the potential that we have yet to tap. I believe that everyone has a set of differences that make them who they are. And the goal here isn't to neglect, but to recognize those differences and use those differences to the best of our abilities. Right? If we are an eagle, if we are already knowing how to fly, why do we bother how to climb the way society tells us to climb? Each one of us, each one of you, is an eagle. And I believe in unleashing that potential of flying within us, so we can truly be the version of the people that we want to become. So we can truly tap into that greatness that we're meant to tap into. So how exactly can we do this? How can we recognize our differences? You might ask, hey Danny, I don't know what my differences is. I don't know what my talent is. That is why I'm here, right? That is why I created these videos, and that is why we're here today. In order to explain the how, let's again jump to the start of the day, which starts at 6:45 a.m. See you there.
Even if it makes me blind, I just wanna see the light. Breathe in, leave it all behind. I just wanna see the light. Even if it makes me blind, I just wanna see the light. Breathe in, leave it all behind. I just wanna see the light.
How's it going, guys? Good morning, good morning. If you're watching this in the morning, then good morning. If you're watching this in the afternoon and night, good day, I guess. I just finished my devotional first thing in the morning. This morning I'd like to share a little bit about the devotional that I faced, as well as how it may apply to the topic of today. For the devotional, we talked about the concept of love. You know, loving one another, loving God, loving His people, right? This is a very, very interesting concept because nowadays I think loving is so difficult. I see love as something that's so easily interpreted as a noun. Saying, there's love there, or I'm trying to find love, right? However, this love that I was talked about this morning, it's also a verb. It's not saying, hey, I love this person because they're lovable, but rather I love this person because that's who we are, that's who I am, that's who God is. Right? We love other people not because they're lovable. That's easy. But the harder way is to love them because they're different. And I see that and take a look at my life. I see that yes, there are so many times that it's really difficult to express love in those situations. With just daily, sometimes in my family even, it's really hard. But that's the thing. Through these hard things, if we love, we grow as people, right? I just wanted to share for a quick bit before we start even the main video of the day, because it's just so powerful. That love isn't something we find, but that's just who we are. That we can love through difficulties and love through differences. And that makes us stronger. That makes us who we are. Right? So I'm hungry. I don't know about you. And I'm going to make myself some breakfast. And afterwards, let's dive deeper into the topic today, which is the differences between people, how we can recognize these differences, and how we can utilize those differences, right, to maximize our potential. Oh, I gotta go, but hope to see you soon. Okay?
Is it alright if I come round? Is it too late if I
come now? Would you stay up to figure this out some way? If I stay here, would you come back? If I stay cool, would you be mad? Would you want me if I want you?
I thought I'd eat my breakfast outside because the weather's super nice today, but it's really cold. Man, it's about 42 degrees. I know in California, in Los Angeles, that's really cold. I just realized when I was eating, right, that it has been a year since quarantine started. I think this week marked 1 year from online school. And that's a long time. I just want to ask you, how was your quarantine experience? What's the one best thing that happened to you? Right, to keep it positive. Please feel free to let me know down below. I love to know, and I like to share it too. Over this 1 year, I've been eating the same breakfast every single day for a year. Yeah, I've been eating the same oatmeal and blueberries and raspberries and all that stuff every single day. The reason why being, I actually don't know. I just thought that, that's easy. I didn't have to make a decision in the morning. I just do what I always do. It tastes good. I mean, it fills me up without actually weighing me down in the morning. Anyways, it's a little bit off the topic. But what we're saying here, right, is the question how. How can we recognize the differences between people? Right, Danny, what do you mean by the difference between people? Recently, I slowly recognized that each person sees and thinks very differently. The problem is we all see the world not as it is, but as we are. And in order to understand that, I want to address what is a paradigm. Paradigms are the things that we see. Paradigms are like the lens, glasses, right? If we wear glasses, they're the glasses that we see through the world. And the fact is, everyone sees the world from their own glasses. And to understand this paradigm, we gotta understand that, one, what it is, and two, what it means to have a paradigm shift. Okay? So what a paradigm is essentially, it's a sense of maps of how we navigate around the things around us. However, the thing about paradigm is if we use the wrong set of paradigms to treat things, if we use the wrong set of maps to go from, for example, we're in Seattle, and we're using the maps of Los Angeles, and we'll get very frustrated, right? We'll get very just lost and confused. But we can change our attitude, we can change what we do, but we can't change the fact that we have a wrong map. And that's the first step, to recognize the differences in paradigm. If we're facing a problem right now, if we're facing an issue, the first to recognize is maybe, just maybe, we have a wrong set of paradigms, right? And the first thing that we do to recognize the difference is to recognize that we all have a sense of paradigm. So I know that's a pretty long message. We'll digest a little bit more, but in the meantime, I do gotta go, right? I gotta start my day off with some intentions and with journaling. Why don't we go along and I can explain a little bit more of how we can recognize the differences and use those differences to the best of our ability. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you soon.
Move me, take me from this place. Move into the tempo, show me what it takes. Speeding up my heartbeat, playing in the flames. Kiss me, we're on fire, baby.
It is currently 8:48. I've been awake for about 2 hours now, and this is the time when I transition into the working of the day. So something that I personally very struggle with is just transition from how we feel very, very tired in the morning, right? You see that when I first wake up, it's really, really tiring, to how to just really stay focused and take advantage of our mornings, right? Do you struggle with that? Yeah, I also struggle with the same thing, and that is why I do the morning routine. But there's also one quick tip before getting into the next message that I want to share with you that can dramatically remind you of your purpose and boost your productivity in the morning. And that is, you see, each morning I take some time to remind myself who I am, because I'm a son of God. I'm a son, brother of my family, my extended family. I'm a mentee, I'm a UCLA student, I'm a friend, and I'm also a contributor to one more. And in each of the roles, I have this weekly worksheet that remind me of the goals of the role, that translate to what I need to do for that role today. The morning isn't just, oh, we're working on our task anymore, but rather we're establishing who we are, our own identity. We said that everyone is unique, everyone is different, right? That's because we all have unique identities in this world. For example, you might be someone's daughter, you might be someone's son, you might be someone's brother or sister, and that is unique. That person, that brother, that daughter, right? That person is someone that you're entrusted with. We're all entrusted with a different set of people. That's what makes us unique, and that's what makes us different. Now, that is the transition to our next message, which is how can we use those differences? Instead of saying, hey, I'm different and that's not good, how can we keep reminding ourselves to build upon that differences, to build upon our different paradigm, right? To really unleash the potential within us. How can we do so? Well, to understand how, we gotta recognize that there's a set of paradigms, even though we see the world not as it is, but as we are. But there's a set of paradigms, a set of truth called principle. Having the principle-centered paradigm is in having the right map to navigate towards whatever we need to have. So it's important to recognize first, our paradigms, is it principle-centered or is it other-centered? Our paradigm, is it centered around the right thing? Is our maps right? Because, right, if we don't have the right maps, we can try to work on an attitude, we can try to work on our outward appearances, but it doesn't align with the correct principles, then we're gonna just feel consequences. So that's the first step, is align with the right principle-centered paradigm. And after that, the second step is an approach that we take. It's called an inside-out approach. You see, nowadays, it's really, really easy to feed into this promotion of outside in. That if we feel bored, right, we look for things to entertain us. But the right paradigm is first having the right map, and that works from the inside, right? Truly, when we work on the inside, when we work on the identity, when we work on the paradigms that we have, the outward experiences changes. So there's a difference between the approach from the outside and the inside. And there's a difference between the result we get from the outside and the inside. That is what we're going to do for the next 10 weeks. We're going to describe the differences. We're going to describe the principle-centered paradigm. And we're going to describe each step we can take to get closer to the paradigm that we need. Okay, to get closer to become the version that really embraces our differences. To get closer to become the version that we are created to be. Not just on outside changes now, but on the inside. Truly change from the inside. Now, before we change and commit to change, I do recognize that this is not normal. This is not what society is saying, telling us to do. This is not what social media are telling us to do. But if we want to be exceptional, we can't take just the normal path given to us. The road not taken is the road that makes all the difference. The road from the inside out, that's what separates people from achieving greatness to being mediocrity. So this road takes commitment. This road takes this sense of, oh, I wanted to get more. But I assure you, the reason why you click on this video and watch so far, you're ready for this commitment, okay? So how can we commit together? How can we make sure we get the best value out of this commitment, right? How can we make sure that these 20 minutes, these next 10 weeks, we really truly have a transformation, okay? Hold that thought, because I'll explain to you exactly the steps that I recommend to really taking all the value, maximum value that we can take. But before that, right, my apologies, but I'm also in charge right now of this email list that I have to compose for my professor. So I got into that first, but afterwards, I'd love to catch you up on how exactly to take the maximum value out of these videos. Okay, see you soon.
I'm trying to give it my love and getting nowhere. Nowhere. What I need is somebody who really
Hey guys, how are you? So it is currently 10:16, and I think I've been up for 3.5 hours now. So I just finished some of the most important tasks of my day. I think the lighting wasn't that good, so this might be better. So for this hour, I just crafted based on a purpose, including the professors who attended the meet yesterday. We had an event yesterday, and it was 2 professors with a group of stats students. I took it upon myself to write down the Q&As during the meeting and to summarize them into this email right here in case someone missed it or someone didn't show up to the meeting. They could view this email and know exactly what happened yesterday. So this is the email. There's some links, pretty nice, that link to resources for stats, some Q&As based on professors. This question, it says, what's the difference between Berkeley and UCLA? Because one of the professors was a professor at Berkeley, then he transitioned to UCLA, and then we talked about the differences there. You know, resources about Toastmasters, about UCLA Data Fest. That's what we do. That's what I like to do. To over-deliver, to continuously provide value. Why is that? Because the more we give, the more we receive, right? The more we give, the more we receive. And that is why I'm taking time to do this. Because I truly believe the more I give, the more I'm reminded of what I believe and the more that I receive. So that brings us to the last point of today, which is, right, how can we maximize our value in this video? Well, information doesn't change us, implementation does. The way we maximize is through us taking action now. The best way to learn is through implementing and teach. Is through learning through yourself and then implement and then teach that other person. If that's your sibling, then teach your sibling. If that's your friends, teach your friends about the information. Right? The best way to learn is to teach. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm learning. I'm learning with you. And this is why I'm so excited about this, because everything I say, I get to learn at the same time. So it's currently 10:20, and I'm just about to start reviewing for finals for UCLA. I'm currently a UCLA student, so I'm just about to do that. For the past 3 hours and a half, right, I just showed you kind of my morning routine. Just a quick summary about what we talked about today. Today, we identified, right, why it's important to recognize the differences. That while the society has a lot of ways, standards, differences, but it's truly recognize the differences within us. Can we unleash the immense potential that we have? Unleash the immense potential that you have. We each, I truly believe in this, we each, right, have this dream of making massive contribution to growth. And you especially for watching this video. And I truly believe everyone is capable of doing that. In order to do so, right, how can we recognize the difference? We gotta first recognize the power of a paradigm. That the way we see the world isn't the way the world is. That the way that we perceive things doesn't mean someone else perceives the same way. That is why I don't just hope to say everything that I say and hope to accept, but rather to take the principles and apply in your own life to try out what you believe, right? We recognize the power of a paradigm. We recognize how to use that paradigm and build upon the differences. And that is through a principle-centered paradigm and through an inside-out approach. Through working from the inside, not just from the outside. Not just saying, hey, I need to change the outside for whatever changed from within. The outside can change, but if we don't change the inside, nothing will change, right? That's what we did. And last but not least, we talked about how to maximize our potential and how to maximize the values we get for each video. And that is to teach. That is not just to learn and take in information, but to transition into our own action, own implementation, because we learn from implementation. It is Friday. I'm about to go on, continue working for my classes and study for final. If you're a student, good luck with finals. If you are not a student, good luck with your life. But regardless, until next time, next week, domo. See ya.
Let me escape in your eyes.